Been a long time.
It's been a long time, and welcome to another episode of Get A.M.P. Get a Man's Perspective. And Vann, could you please introduce our special guest on this occasion?
What is up, people? What is up, people? It's your boy Vann, and I've known this man for years, and he's gone from a hip hop artist, battle rapper, battle rap interviewer, Jersey's own HeavyBags.
Yeah. It was good. Yo, first and foremost, man, when we doing this interview, right? I ain't nothing but your homie, man. I knew you since I've been a kid. Not only that, you my OG. So let's get that out the way. So I'm not like any of those things until I'm your young boy first. Can we start with that? So,
yeah, he my brother.
Because not everybody get that respect though. So you know what I'm saying?
He my little brother. We came up together, you know what I'm saying? We rolled together. Yeah, that's my little brother, indefinite.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate the love. I appreciate even being invited, because just so everybody knows out there, like I interview everybody. I've interviewed famous people. But I don't like to do interviews. So this is like my second interview, in life.
Second, I feel honored. Honored. He is not the interviewee. He is the interviewer.
Yeah, facts.
That is dope. Listen, let's start from the beginning, because you know what I'm saying, the beginning is always a beautiful thing. What made you want to pick up hip hop, bro?
Yo, so me and you have a mutual friend, Todd or whatever, one of my best friends coming up. I was a young boy, and when I was like 9 years old, there was this tape, right? And back in the day, we had tapes, right? And it was called Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, right? And when I first heard that tape, it kind of like put me in like this zone where like I knew what I wanted to do with myself. Like I wanted to be like those guys. And Wu-Tang literally changed my life. Like it made me want to like start writing my feelings down on paper. I can't tell you why, but like I've never was like the crying type. I never was like the type to be like, a big fighter. And like I said, I just, for some reason, something clicked after listening to that tape, and it made me want to like write my feelings down on paper, and I used to like write. I used to be a big wrestling fan, right? So I used to write my own wrestling short stories, right?
What?
When I was like, I used to write short stories. Like I used to have a notebook where I used to write wrestling stories, right? With like their own storylines. And then one day it clicked and I said, damn, like I should just write it in rhyme format. And that's how I started, with the rap. I started rapping and shit. I started to build like a local buzz. And then, coming up in high school, you do your thing, and then you don't make no money. Right?
Yeah,
you putting out. And then I had an opportunity to start a radio show at 15 Minutes of Fame Radio. And the rest is history. I became, a radio host, and I started doing interviews, and it became like a newfound love for me. Like, I'll be honest with you, like,
hold up. So you went from being the artist to wanting to interview the artist. So what made what else can I say? What made the switch? What made you want to switch from being the artist to interviewing the artist instead of being the artist itself? What made you want to switch?
Well, first of all, when I was doing the hip hop thing, like I had my own studio and stuff. I always invested, but the problem that I was having was I was putting out money for everything and nothing was coming back. So as a rapper, I was putting out money to get my records mixed. I was putting out money for covers and photo shoots, for video shoots, for beats, for this. And I'm saying to myself, like, I'm putting out all this money, right? And ain't nothing coming back. So when I became media, I realized, holy shit, I can make money and I don't have to fucking put out no money. You know?
Yep.
So it was more like a, you know, and then not only that, at the time where like I started to become like, you know, not to say famous, but like I started to become known. That's when like hip hop was taking like this turn of like everybody started rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a point like right now everybody's a rapper, you know, and there became a point in time where like everybody wanted to be a rapper, and I've never been that guy where I wanted to be a follower my whole life, and I wanted to do something different. I still loved hip hop, but I felt as though like, and you know, I was kind of doing both at first,
Mm-hmm.
but I felt like in the first 3 months of me doing the media side, I've got further than I did in 7 years that I was rapping and doing music. I met more people. I got more connections. I was doing better numbers. And it was more fun to me. It wasn't like a fucking job, you know? It was like you make your own rules, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
So, but the music side, you know, when I got to a certain type of point and I felt as though like I was putting out way too much money and not getting a nice enough investment back, and it didn't become fun to me no more. You know?
So it wasn't that you lost the passion for hip hop.
I still write.
But it was hip hop saying maybe you should go another route with this.
Well, I still write. It's just I was that dude where it came. Now I'm talking like, you know, we being 100. Most rappers, they don't know when to give it up. I mean, at some point, when you're not making money, I'm not gonna be that bum ass motherfucker that can't pay his bills. You know, so if I gotta give my rap dream up to make money to pay my fucking bills and to put food in my mouth and shit like that, that's what I did. You know, I didn't say, yo, this is my dream, so I gotta fucking do this and I'm gonna be broke until I make it. Like, I know that's how you make it, but I wasn't gonna be that guy. So, you know, that's really another thing too. Like, the music wasn't doing it for me financially. You know, so, you know.
So how easy was your transition from being the interviewer, from the interviewee to the interviewer?
So the transition, I want to say it was easy because, truth be told, you there?
Yeah.
My bad, yo. Somebody trying to call me. I gotta try to. My fault. So basically, to make a long story short, like, it was kind of easy for me because I already got the love here. You feel me? I already had the love for hip hop in my heart. So all I had to do was pay attention to, like, people. So one thing that I learned, like, as long as you got the love here, you could always do the research and do good interviews.
True.
You get me? So I had the love here. That was the most important thing to me. So the transition wasn't hard to do because the love was still there. But what was hard to do was, let's say I don't know you and I was to do an interview with you. Now from me having practice, I can interview anybody.
Yep.
And it'd be a good interview. The problem that I was having was I didn't understand how an interview actually works. You get me? Because when you're sitting in front of somebody and you interviewing them, if you don't have like a list of questions and this and that and an agenda, it's like you're going off the fly and it's like, damn, like it could go anywhere. You know what I mean? So
That is
I
right.
had to learn my own personal agenda on how I like to do things. That was the hardest part.
Not only your agenda, you also had your own personal style of interviewing. So
So like the actual transition was easy. Now, getting numbers and being happy with the way things turn out, that was that took work, years. Like the point that I am now, like I feel as though like I'm seasoned as fuck. Like I could, like it's to the point where like now I know what's gonna do 100,000 views. I know what's gonna do 1,000 views. I know. So now I understand what the people are looking for. I understand what the guests are looking for. I understand the actual agenda of the interview. So it's really it was really easy to like transition, but
So when you had the easy transition, when did the battle rap interviewer come into play? What made you go that route?
Good, that's a good question. So the battle rap shit came later. So my boss man, Uncle Rod, he had this idea to start the radio station. I was his artist, so like I was around, and one day we woke up and he was like, "Yo, I want to do a live show." So I had this model chick named Yanni Vicious, and she was a model. And I told her, I need a pretty chick to be my co-host. So I called her, we started it. And it started out, we were an independent radio station. Mm-hmm. Meaning I didn't play Jay-Z. I didn't play Kanye. I played Georgie from the block.
True.
I played people who were up and coming. And we did that. Yeah, we did that for like a year. I wanted to be like the place where like, and Uncle Rod wanted to be, the man who just basically like, wanted to be the independent radio station for the people who were on the come up trying to make it.
Yeah, makes sense.
And we were all artists at the time, so it was cool because we were playing our own shit, and at some point, now this is my I don't know about anybody else that was over at the time, but there was a certain point in time where dealing with independent artists started to become a headache, and B, it wasn't doing nothing for me. Meaning I would invite you to the station, you'd come do your interview, get 60 views, and then not promote the shit.
Yeah.
A lot of independent artists, they be bullshitting as far as like promotion. And, it became a point where like I felt like I was doing more for them than they were doing for me.
Yeah.
So Shotgun Suge and Sue Surf, right? They from Newark, we from Bayonne. So I knew them from like being on some street shit with a couple people from Newark. So we used to literally watch battle rap at the studio all day. Like, we used to debate it. We used to do everything. So one day came, I said, I'm going to see if I could get them to come over here. And the first battle rapper that came over there was Shotgun Suge. And when I was sitting there interviewing them, we used to have phone lines, like, at the radio station. Mm-hmm. And when he tweeted out that number for the first time, and I seen them phone lines, them shits lit up, and I was like, this is what we gotta do. Like battle rap, like, because I always thought about it like, I'm an internet-based radio show. What kind of people are sitting there watching the internet? Battle rap crowd. They're watching the battles on the internet. They're sitting there for 2 hours at the same time watching the shit. Whereas though, like, if you listening to music, you're on your phone, you're doing shit, you're driving in the car. It wasn't the same type of vibe when you interviewing like regular artists and like playing their records. Like it wasn't, you feel me? But, and then not only at the time, there was only like 1 or 2 media outlets for battle rap.
So
So
are you part?
It was like perfect timing, you know?
Yeah, you're right. So
but yeah, so
it's just crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was saying, once I seen them phone lines light up, and you know, I went from like 13 live viewers to like 213. I was like, okay, like this is something, you know. So I started to like do battle rap interviews. I had Suge come through, I had Surf come through, Rex, all the big dogs. And yo, it was just one after the other. You know, once one person see, now everybody want to be a part of it. You know, and then at the time, you know, 15 Minutes of Fame was like so ahead of its time because we were live streaming before anybody was live streaming. You know, we was doing, you know, Zoom meetings and stuff like this before Zoom existed. You know what I mean? Like, and like I said, us being ahead of our time and us doing this before everybody was doing it, it was a better look, you know, for battle rap as a whole too. Because now it wasn't just about the battles; we were getting to know their personalities too. You know what I mean? So that's how like we started to like build a little bit on that, and then
So are you Are you one of the go-to individuals when it comes to like when they have one of their venues? Are you the go-to guy to like, yo, we need to get bags here to do these interviews with these guys?
Well, first of all, I don't want to take credit for because they're, you know, I have Uncle Roz, the owner. I'm the you know, capo, whatever you want to call it. And there's other media outlets, so they don't just be like, yo, Heavy, yo, Unc, like, you know, like, you know, it's more of like there's other people too. But to give you like a little insight, and this isn't me bragging, I'm just, you know, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But we are 15 Minutes of Fame Radio is the #1 media outlet in battle rap. The most subscribed and the most views out of everybody. Everybody in the world. There's not a battle rap media outlet that got more of each of them in the world. So that just tells you, like, it's important when 15 Minutes of Fame comes.
Yo, I got a question.
Get me?
I got a question. Me. Give me an insider tip. Like, who's
Blue? What's up, Blue?
What's up, man? Insider tip. I know you got it because you know you got 15 Minutes of Fame. We be on the lookout for with regards to this battle rap or indie rap scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you think is gonna blow based on your interactions in the industry?
So there's two different questions. Okay. As far as battle rap, it became a point like music where it's flooded now. So there's so many people out there that are like so dope right now. Like, I don't even want to like get into names because there's so many dope battle rappers. Like, there's like a whole situation going on. They got like an American Idol thing going on right now. There's tournaments right now where they could win $25,000. I mean, there's so much going on with battle rap that it's like out of control.
So wait, I got a question. I'm a question on top of his question because you said they winning money. Did that money start when the whole BET started? When that cat was on BET, or did it start before?
Well, I don't know what went on with BET 106 and Park personally, but as far as like money, it became a thing early where, like, you know, the battle rappers are being paid because now it's a performance. So it's not like with battle rap, it's not about winning or losing. You get me? Both people are getting paid regardless because it's basically like a show, you know? Okay. And then it's up for the fans to debate on who winning. So, you know, you got a guy like, you know, not to put his business out there, but you got guys like Hitman Holla. He's on Wildin' Out. You got Charlie Clips. He's on Wildin' Out. You got guys like Hollow the Dawn, Loaded Lux. These guys are making, now I don't know, I'm just saying upwards of $30, $40, $50, $60,000 for one battle. You know, for one battle. I mean, these guys are bringing thousands of fans in the door. You know, so there is money to be made on that end. But then, you know, you got a lot of guys who are just as dope that get paid $2,500. You know, so $2,000, $1,500. Like, it's all about, you know, what you could bring to the door, what you negotiate. You know, so now, you know that, but I'm talking about now URL, who's the biggest league in the world, they're throwing like a March Madness style tournament. Whereas though they pick 30 battle rappers, bracket tournament style, winner gets $25K.
That's what's up.
You know, so, and these are up and comers. These ain't like established, those guys that I named. These are like the next class, you know?
Okay.
So that's that. Now, as far as music, hip hop, there's a battle rapper, in my opinion, he's probably the best battle rapper that makes music, and he's probably the most popular, which is a guy by the name of Sue Surf.
Who?
Sue Surf. You ever heard of Sue Surf?
No, but
You should be ashamed of yourself, but it's okay. So,
I'm not.
but Sue Surf. So Sue Surf, in my opinion, is the guy that is out of here. You know, he makes very good music. He just dropped a project with Mozzie from the West Coast. You know, he's doing the most numbers. He has the biggest movement. Like, this guy is on the next level.
I bet you if I see him, I know who he is.
Absolutely. So, but Sue Surf is probably the guy who's out of here in battle rap. You know, the guy that represents us, that's industry, is probably going to be him.
Shit.
Yeah.
So here's a question, and this is like a backfield.
Yeah.
So I remember, and this is something that most probably don't even know, that when health issues came into play, when you had all that, did that play a part in you switching your dynamic, or did it give you something to feed off of? Because I remember the health issues came into play.
Well, yo, first of all, it's still affecting me to this day. That's why I haven't even been going 100%. I've really just been doing the podcast thing on the back end. I haven't been going to no events in like the past 2 years. So basically what happened was, in the midst of all of this, I ended up catching diabetes. And I didn't know that I had it. And one day I walked to work, and when I came home, I took my shoes off to take a shower, and I looked down, and it looked like my foot was going to explode. And I ran to the emergency room, and they tell me my sugar was 600.
Ooh.
And I was about to have a stroke, and I had an infection in my foot. And here I am 3 years later, I'm still dealing with it. You know, I've had 12 surgeries on my left side. I had an amputation of a toe. And yeah, and it really affected me to do things. I'm literally still to this day, I'm probably only operating at 40%. You know what I mean? So I wish that I'm getting there though. I'm getting there. I'm fighting every day. I've been through hyperbarics. I've been through womb vacuums. I've been through hell, yo. I've been through 15 surgeries, 12 on my left and 4 on my right, 16 in the past 3 years. So it affected me a lot, 100%. Like when I got hurt, I couldn't walk, and it's my feet. You know, so it's rough for me to get around, and it's rough for me to go to the events like I used to and do on-site interviews and stuff like that. That's why I'm doing a lot of internet stuff right now, because I can get to the station, I can sit down and do my thing. That shit affected me a lot, the health shit. It literally broke my heart and ruined my life, and cost me a lot of money too. So,
but when it did affect you, don't you when it tells you like to look back and see if you missed something?
I mean, yo, I've never been a dude to look back though, because
you gotta like hear the logic of what you to me, my personal opinion, and this is not me going against anything you said. Is God telling you to sit your ass down and chill and look at something?
Absolutely,
right.
But also I gotta look at it like for what it's worth, and even to this day, I look at it like God, like only I can live my story.
True.
You know, so God wouldn't put me through something that I couldn't handle. You know what I mean? So I didn't look at it like I need to sit my ass down. I looked at it like, yo, this is part of your story. What you gonna do with it is up to you.
That makes sense too.
You know what I mean? So, and still to this day, when it does with everything, like when some bad shit happen, I don't be like, damn, why you did it to me? I'm just like, damn, like it's part of my story. You know, when I sit down with the grandkids and I have the conversation, it just makes it better. You know, and definitely affects me though. But I never ever been the type to like look at the past and be like, I should have did this, or I should have did that.
I get that. Me neither.
You know what I mean? Or, you know, I'm upset because God did this to me. I cry, I get upset, but again, at the end of the tunnel, I say, yo, this is part of your story, man. You know?
Right, so when you started having all of the health issues, is that when cannabis came into play, or did you already have inkling for cannabis?
Yo, my name HeavyBags, man, not because I'm fat, bro. and as long as you know me, I've been HeavyBags, man. So,
true.
Like the cannabis, so the cannabis, right? I used to, when I was coming up, I never smoked weed, right? I actually got caught selling weed before I was smoking it.
I remember.
Right? So I got caught selling weed, right? And then it just became a point in time where like, yo, I started driving and shit. And like all my boys was drinkers, and like I didn't like the way, because I always been a big guy. Alcohol always affected me different. Like I felt like I could never control myself when I was drunk. So, and then who the fuck's gonna control me? Like, you know, nobody's gonna beat me up or like, you know what I mean? So like, so it became a point in time where like, yo, one of my boys was like, yo, this shit be helping me out. And I'm like, what you mean? And he's like, yo, like when I have trouble eating, I smoke weed. When
was
I
it
do
Todd?
this,
Was it Todd?
Nah, it was somebody else. Somebody else. It might have been though, but yeah, so like, yo, like, so once I hit the blunt, the first time I hit the blunt, I was sick, yo. I threw up all over the place. And I was like, yo, I'm not smoking weed no more. Because I was an athlete, you know? Like, I never smoked cigarettes, like, and then, yo, like, the second time I smoked, it was, like, around some bitches, and, you know, we trying to, you know, get in the drawers, and it was like, I hit the blunt. Well, yo, when I hit that blunt and I got high, and I was like, yeah, like this is like, yo, I went home, I wrote like 2 rhymes. I went to the studio, smoked a blunt. I recorded the best song of my life. I'm like, this is where, you know, so, you know, and we was kids. You know, I was 16, 17 years old. So the weed was different. So back then, it was like, it wasn't really for health benefits. It was just to get high and do whatever. Nowadays, where I'm older and I'm 36. So I got to learn a little bit about the weed, and it became like a very big part of my life. You know, whereas though like it helped me out mentally, physically, and also to me, like my biggest thing, it became like like not to say that because I'm definitely not shy, but I don't like to like communicate with strangers, you know? With the weed, it's like, yo, you want to hit this blunt? Oh, what's your name? You know, it became like, you know, a conversation piece. Mm-hmm. So, you know, now I'm a cannabis, you know, what do they call? Like, what, you know, not a connoisseur, but like I'm a spokesman for them. Like I like to,
yeah, you spoke.
You know, yeah, like I like to spread the word, and there's actually the weed turns so good, and the science behind it been so good that there's actual health benefits now.
Crazy thing is there was always actual health benefits, but when the prohibition was lifted, they needed to know what to do with the DEA agents, because there were so many of them that were going after prohibition violators, that they said just take marijuana and make marijuana illegal drug, and then let that be the thing that they focused on. If it wasn't for the prohibition, we wouldn't have no issues with marijuana being readily available for medicinal purposes.
Yeah. So I am medical now, but like, to give you a heads up, like, so what has really helped me with, you know, I just explained that I had 13 surgeries, 15 surgeries. I was caught up with the perks, man. You know, I couldn't walk. They started to give me 120, 15 milligrams a month. And I was walking around like a fucking zombie, bro. I didn't know who I was. I was doing dumb shit like posting dick pics online and fucking, you know, I was doing dumb shit. Like, that wasn't my normal self. And I caught myself. And actually, weed helped me get off the pills. You know, it helped me to the point where, like, now my shit is under control. And I take them for pain and not because I want to get high. You know, so that's one thing that weed helped me out too, was that once I started to get like some good weed and all that, I started to, you know, get, you know, a little bit better as far as like, you know, the weed really helped me cope with the pain, and it helped me get off me fucking up and doing pills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand, because, you know what I'm saying, like, mine is more like my pain, my anxiety. You know what I'm saying, I get anxious, fucking my depression shit kicks in.
Yeah.
So that.
And you got that PTSD too, man.
And that too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So how far, see, because I've seen the posts
yeah.
from you, like, going to, like, Cali. I think you've been to California. You've been to Colorado. So how is the weed there in comparison to the weed in the north?
No, well, first of all, anybody out there, just so you know, California is the motherland. Okay? California is like, you know, like, you go there, they worship the sun. Right? I'm serious. Yo, if you live in California, you don't worship the sun, you wildin'. That's first and foremost. It's different. You know, the soil out there is different. The weather's different. Out here in East, you only got a short grow period. You got from about May to October. That's it. In California, it doesn't get cold. It doesn't snow. It hardly rains. So it's a lot different out there. It's made for agriculture out there. You know? So listen to me. I've been around the world. I don't smoke with everybody. California got the best weed. It ain't up for discussion. Okay? And again, that has to do with soil, has to do with weather, has to do with sun. You know what I'm saying? Now, yo, look, it's all about plugs too. Now, when it comes to weed, the one thing that people got to understand, it's not about names. It's not about these cool bags and shit like that. It's about your grower. If you got a good grower, whether he's from India or fucking New Jersey or California, it don't matter. Good growers grow good weed.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like,
no matter where he lives at.
A dude from Colorado. I'll hit you up and tell you who he is after we get off here.
Yeah.
But he hit me up with some. He's like, yo, whenever you need, just let me know. And I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. That's what's up.
Yeah. But like I said, I mean, it's all about your grower. You know, no matter where you're from, there's gonna be a grower that grows good weed. You know, so. But California is definitely my favorite place to visit in the whole entire world. Trust me, I've been to Toronto. You know, I've been to London. You know, so
I've been to London. I've been to.
Yeah.
But now, since, like, when we talked about this shit before, when it comes to the weed in Cali and it being legal in California, Colorado, Michigan, places like that, the legislation for it being legalized in Jersey is a little bit different.
A lot different.
So how you feel about that?
Oof. Yo, so here's the thing, right? Especially in New Jersey, right? In New Jersey, so let me explain this in hood terms, okay? Imagine you being the governor, right? And you saying, I'm going to legalize weed, right? But I'm only going to legalize it if you buy it from me. You can't grow it. You can't get no licenses to grow it. You can't get no licenses to fucking build your own dispensary. You can't do nothing. You got to buy it from the people that I say do it. That's not legal. That's corporate. Now, if New Jersey says in November when we vote and they say, all right, we're going to allow 5 plants home grow, right? That means I could legally grow my own weed when I have my medical card. I have my medical card. I'm legal, right? But I can't grow my own weed. Does that make sense to you?
That don't make no sense.
So now let me ask you a question. I'm on disability right now, right? I get $1,000, $900 a month, right? And I need an ounce of weed, right? Per month for my pain and for my medical purposes. Right now in New Jersey, in the dispensaries, weed costs $500 an ounce. It's $200 on the street.
Yeah, you're right.
So basically what you're telling me is it's only legal if you could tax me.
Yep.
So I'm not cool with that. I'm not for legalizing weed right now in New Jersey for that reason only, because it's not really legal. It's legal on a corporate level. They don't really care about the patients. Whereas somebody like California, Michigan, Colorado, you're allowed to home grow. You're allowed to grow up to 10 plants, whatever it is. You're allowed to fucking grow your own medicine because weed is medicine.
True.
You know, at least for me, at least for people like me. So how the fuck are you going to tell me that I could buy my medicine for you, but I can't grow it myself because I can't afford it from you?
Mm-hmm.
You get me? How many Americans nowadays can go and buy 2 ounces of weed for $500 a piece? $1,000 a month on weed.
Not a lot.
You know? So right now, New Jersey, I'm not with the legalization for that purpose only. Now, I don't mind if you're like, you know what, we're going to legalize it and you got to buy it from me, but you can grow it on your own. As long as I can home grow and I can grow my own medicine, I'll legalize it. I'll vote legalization all day. But what I'm not going to do is let these corporate people who come in here in this industry that I worked my whole life for, got arrested for, gave up my life to go and make moves and to get medicine for myself and for my peers and go through all this shit for you to be like, all right, I got some money, so let me pay off the governor so that I could, you know, I'm not with that. I'm not with that. So right now in New Jersey, I'm going to vote no in November, even though I want it to be legal. But I want it to be legal the right way.
Makes sense.
Know?
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah, so.
Blue.
What happened?
Yo.
You got anything? You don't got nothing?
Nah, I can't talk about the weed. I do know the health benefits of it, and I do understand the corporate indication of the hands on it. Like I said, it should be more like how California, Colorado, places like that have it. East Coast is really backwards, and in some ways, especially like in the Bible Belt areas, in which they feel like, oh, the devil, the demon. You know, our cultural influences really impact the legalization of it. If they only understand that it's one of the best cash crops for government that's ever been, now that tobacco is basically being demonized, you know, they'll see that it'd be more beneficial. We got so many potholes in our damn roads. They need to do something. I mean,
yeah. But that's another thing too. I mean, within the next 5 years, marijuana is going to save the United States of America.
It's going to save the economy. Absolutely.
Off taxes alone. So that's all I have to say about that. You know, within the next 5 years, that shit's going to save America.
Yeah, it's going to save the economy because it's kind of shit right now.
100%. 100%. So,
do you still live in Jersey, Bayonne? You still live in Bayonne?
All day, every day. That's my hood, baby.
So have you ever thought of leaving and moving somewhere else?
Everybody thoughts about it, but I'd rather go on vacation. This is me. I love the smell of it. I love the look of it. It's me. You know? It's me. I would love to be that dude that moves into like a huge house and, you know, this is me though. You know? This is me. I love it. You know? Now don't get me wrong, I get rich and son. Of course I'm gonna, you know, go move to the country where nobody's around. But this is me, man. You know, this is me. It's all I know.
So have you ever thought of like being going through a battle rap just to see? Because
a actual battle?
Yeah, you.
Well, so when I was rapping, I was doing the battle thing on the streets though. You know? Like, you know, but as far as what they got going on now, absolutely not. But don't get it fucked up. I got rounds on deck. I still, you feel me? Like,
you still
you know, bring the alarm. I heard they want war with the bombs. So pass the baton so I can get graphic as no. Ask what's wrong. Who got the mic? Grass in my palm. Like I still write. Don't get it fucked up. But as far as like me getting on camera, having these guys spit in my face, you know, talk about my mom and talk about my, you know, my dead dad and like, nah. Like, I'm not built for that. You gotta be built for that.
Yo, Blue, you don't got no rounds, yo? You don't got Blue used to be an artist too. Blue used to be an artist too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, up until 96 to like 2001.
96, how many years is that? That's a lot of years.
It's only like 5 years. Stop playing.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, you know, I would love to, like, yo, and don't get it fucked up. If the money's right, you know, they offer me 10 bands or something, I might do it. You know?
Yeah, I used, like, when I think it was the video that I seen that you did in the park. Man, that shit is tough. I love that.
That shit old though. Yo, you know what's funny? Yo, I'm gonna tell you some shit too, right? That nobody knows, right? So the videos that I put online, I shot that shit with a camera that we found in the garbage. Like back then when I didn't have cameras and shit. Like literally my boy found this camera and it was like a video camera and it was like the battery was falling out. And so like that video is my favorite video I ever shot. And we shot it. Yo, we shot it literally one night in a snowstorm. We just went out and
it was like
I literally had to hold the battery on the camera though.
Like it was the setup, the scenery, the lighting. It was all dope. Like in my opinion, like the way that was done was dope as fuck.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, like that was like early. That was my first video. You know? Yeah. But yeah, I'd be lying if I say I don't miss making music, because I do. But I love this media shit, man. I get to like, and one other thing I wanted to tell you that I was talking to you off air on the phone about. The reason why I stopped making music though, was because I didn't want my guests to think that I was hollering at them just to do music. Like, I wanted them to respect me for the media side.
Sure.
So I told myself, if I'm going to be doing this media shit, then I can't do both. I had to choose a side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's why I chose the media side, because I said to myself, I didn't want other rappers to just think about like, oh, look at me as competition, or look at me as, you know, another rapper. I wanted them to respect me for the interview.
I get it. Respect you as the interview, because you interviewing them and them having that in the back of their mind, they got some inkling and not wanting to answer a question or something like that, or not wanting to talk to you at all.
Or they might be like, yo, he trying to get a collabo out of me, Holmes.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, like I said, I wanted them to respect me for my craft. I put a lot of work in the interview, you know? So I wanted them to respect me for the interview and not because I rap, you know? Like, so that was the real reason why I stopped, you know, because it became full time, you know?
I dig it. I fucking get that shit.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so shit, wow.
Blue, you ain't got nothing else? You don't got nothing in your head there, brother?
Nah, you know what I'm saying? This is a very, very detailed, very, very informative interview. And like you said, I wouldn't be built to do no battle raps. I'd be so angry and upset they found out something I didn't want them to talk about. You know what I'm saying? If we could just keep it on topic, like they choose a word like pork belly pig, and we only talked about the pork belly pig. Yeah, but once they start talking about my glasses or my big nose, or you know what I'm saying, my mom's, my dad, my schooling. Yeah, I'd be like, all right, nigga, I'm gonna see you after the show, homie. And I'm just not built for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Besides, when I was a rapper, I mainly was concept rap, so it wouldn't translate equally to battle rapping anyway. It's just too many things you got to do to be a battle rapper. I think though battle rapper doesn't get the commercial success that it probably deserves, I think it's a higher form of rap than a studio rapper in many cases.
You're definitely right, because the metaphors that they put together are ridiculous.
Nah, there's some talented dudes out there, man. Like, so 100%. But yeah, man, like, yo, one other thing too, though, that I wanted to just say real quick too. So, Monday nights, I do this podcast.
Yeah, promote your shit.
With Swave Sever, the battle rapper extraordinaire, OG extraordinaire, and my man A.M.P. We do this podcast called the Restore Order Podcast. And what we do is, man, we address all the dumb shit that goes on in battle rap. We restore order in battle rap. And
that's where the name came from.
Yeah. So the name came from Swave. It's Swave's idea. You know, it was his joint, and I brought him over to 15 Minutes of Fame, and I became the producer of, you know, his podcast because, you know, I just kind of wanted to bridge the gap. I believed in what he had going on. And, of course, I had to plug the 15 Minutes of Fame. And it kind of like, you know, formed Voltron on them. And right now, we the hottest shit out. You know, so Mondays, 8 p.m.
15 Minutes of Fame and the other one, they're together now? Or are they two separate entities? 15
Minutes of Fame is the grand scheme of things. Restore Order is a show under 15 Minutes of Fame.
We get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah, we get it.
So, yeah, our shows are kind of like that too. The Urban Breakdown is the umbrella, and all we have shows underneath the Urban Breakdown.
Yeah. So 15 Minutes of Fame is the umbrella, and then, you know, we got like 6 different shows, but like, you know, we like the one that's popping, you know. So yeah, so Mondays 8 to 10. Go subscribe to the channel too. It's 15 MOFE Radio on YouTube.
What's the other one?
Oh, I got my HeavyBag TV channel, but we really not posting on that right now. It's all towards 15 MOFE right now. So,
okay.
Yeah, definitely go check that out. Got interviews.
Oh no, my phone is dying.
Oh no, Android's ill.
It's all good.
All right. Well, any last words, Mr. HeavyBags, that you can leave with our listening base?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, shout to y'all. you know what I mean? Thank you for giving me the platform. Like I said, I don't really do this kind of thing, but like it was fun. And also, not only I know Vann a whole life, I just met you, man. I want to tell you guys, man, keep going and like, yo, never stop, man, and make yourself something, man, and you know, keep it up. You guys got the format. You know, it's just about, you know, grinding and just making something out of yourselves, man. Just staying the fuck out of the way. You know, so I just want to commend you guys on, you know, having a platform to give people like myself, you know, opportunity to even come on here and tell my story, because I'm trying to inspire the next person, even if it's one person. So thank you so much for, you know.
And thank you. And this concludes another episode of the Urban Breakdowns Get Amp, which is Get a Man's Perspective. Today's featured guest was HeavyBags, and we'll have all of his information in our description comments so you can get connected to HeavyBags and his movement, 15 Minutes of Fame, as well as correcting the atrocities in today's battle raps.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Be well and
yo,
be great.
Love, man. Vann, yo, salute, Blue, salute, man. Thank you, man. For real.